Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to The Very Next Remedy with Tova Sido and
Janice Gaunt and
Tom Bridwell.
Woot woot.
I don't know. My brain's
I was messed up
fuzzy.
last week. You're already messing us up this week.
I know.
Tom, next week's your turn.
I am perfectly imperfect.
Well, next week we're going to be talking about erectile dysfunction, so we'll give that intro
I
to Tom.
don't have an erectile.
So it can't be dysfunctional. Perfect.
Is that going to be all about you, Tom?
I guess.
You better bring it next week. What about last week? And he goes, that's going to be hard. You're 12.
Stupid.
You're 12.
I'm so stupid.
You're a 12-year-old with a 6th grade joke.
That's right.
Are you going to do a poop joke next or a fart joke next?
I just don't know what's going to come of it. Something stupid eventually.
Something's brewing. Okay, so this week we are continuing our conversation from an article called My Top Career Advice After 20 Years as a CEO. It's actually just a post. But I found the first 5 to be very insightful.
Me too. I thought that it was really good. Those are the sort of things that I should have been educated about when I was going to college,
Yes.
and then later on in life when I went back to graduate school. I mean, they were good.
Kids should be taking these kinds of lessons and
Yeah.
courses in high school instead of geometry.
Isn't that the truth?
Never used a damn thing.
Only
like
on
that.
the SAT.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that sucked. I haven't picked up a compass since. Or what was that stupid thing that you poked in one side and drew
Yeah,
with
what
the
is
other?
that called?
Was that
Protractor.
Protractor.
God, I hated that damn thing.
You use it more than you think, believe it or not, but it's nothing. You're right. Some of these lessons are way more invaluable than the math. But
Yeah.
like hanging pictures, you use geometry.
No, not me.
I use a roller.
I use a guy that I hire.
Oh, to be in the haves and not the have-nots.
I use Victor.
Oh, Victor.
Victor's the best. If anybody needs a fabulous guy, help you. Man.
Did he just? What else does he hang?
He does
anything
everything.
he can hang.
He does everything. He fixes toilets. He is the quintessential A+, do it all. He's painted. He's fixed my dryer. He's fixed my dishwasher. He's fixed my plumbing. He's
Oh my
hung
gosh!
all my
You
pictures.
should get him to sponsor the next episode, the one about is erectile dysfunction.
Ask him how that's working.
I'd rather not know.
Oh gosh, we've gone down a 12-year-old road.
I blame you, Tom. Okay, so let's pick up where we left off last week. Janice, you want to start with number 6?
Yes, life's a negotiation. There's not much that can't be negotiated. Job scope, comp, benefits, you can get whatever you want if you know the right levers to pull. Just remember that negotiation is a two-way street. Be prepared to give value in return.
Yeah.
You know, I think that there are some things that I encourage people to understand that they are deal breakers, so that there are some things that you're not going to negotiate on. And so you just have to hold on to that if you're going to kind of exercise that mentality of life is a negotiation and I can, benefit from it and all that. But we have to hold on to those basic few things that are deal breakers. You probably have 5 to 6 in your whole world, your life.
I could not agree more with that. And that's such a good reminder. Like, yes, negotiate, get what you want, but don't ever compromise the things that are important to you. One thing that really stuck out when I was listening to you read this is and I think this is brilliant advice for young kids, especially because like when I was first in the job force and in corporate America, I was taught to get a job. Mm-hmm. And so when I went to an interview, my objective was to get the job. Right. I never went in with a list of what was important to me. Yeah. Or a thought of, okay, what kind of benefits are going to be important to me? What I want to make sure that they match my 401k. What kind of PTO is important to me? It was like, no, like we were taught, I think when we were younger, like there's a boss and then there's you and you just do what the boss says.
That's right.
There was no thought into what do I want?
Yeah. Is it? Yeah.
It was just get the job.
Yeah.
And where I think the kids today are learning is like, I'm interviewing them just as much as they are interviewing me.
I totally agree.
And they're lucky to be going into interviews and jobs and into their future with that mindset.
Yeah. And I think as women in particular, if you are looking to get into the corporate world, and that negotiation for women, it needs to be really thought through because you don't want to get into a job situation where men are predators.
Yep.
And it happens some, you know?
Absolutely it happens.
Yeah.
It happened in my 20s. I for sure was hired in my 20s by a couple of men because they were predators. They wanted to sleep with me. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I was so naive. I never even thought that was
not appropriate to ask.
Yeah, like on the radar. But I mean, when we were young and we were newly working, there was not a Me Too situation. It was, men were bad. Some men. Sorry. Yeah. Not all men were bad, but the workplace was a bit of a playground.
Yeah, it was.
And thank God that's changed.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Tom, you want to take 7?
Sure. Listen more, talk less. You don't need to be the smartest person in the room. Rather than shouting answers, try listening, absorbing more first. Actively take notes and listen to other perspectives. The best ideas come from collaboration, not competition.
I really like that.
Yeah, I do too.
This is a really good one.
Yeah. This is something I'm trying to teach Betty, like, for years now, it feels like. It's really a lot of months, but
is it because she knows so much?
She just knows everything and talks all the time, doesn't listen. She'll ask a question and not listen to the answer.
You know what is my observation with that, Tom? Because I have one like that too. And it's my daughter, Anna Prin, and she was always the smartest girl in the class. Mm-hmm. I often think it's the smartest. They can't help themselves. Mm-hmm. They have the answer, and like Anna Prin always had the answer. And so when the teacher asked, she just blurts it out. Yeah. And her teacher used to get so mad at her, like, stop. And I mean, we had to tell her, people do not like know-it-alls. Yeah. They don't.
No.
They don't.
Especially in the teacher.
When you don't know it all.
Yeah, of course, because you don't.
Our lunch friend from a long time ago.
Yes, she thought she knew it all. That still has not come to fruition.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It is. It was one of our first gifts as a friend with you, Tom.
Yeah.
You're like, what the hell have I signed up for?
That was the strangest thing. This girl, well, tell it, Tom.
Well, we were some friend of Tova's hooked us up with this girl because she was going to give us advice on how to monetize this podcast. And we went to lunch with her, and after about 5 minutes,
Wow.
before we had even ordered our food,
Pain.
the three of us were like,
Kicking
get
each
us
other
the
and-
fuck away from you.
Because what was she claiming that the dollar was going to?
It was so
We
obvious.
were gonna go
Everything
dollarless.
she said was some crazy alt-right weird perspective and
Conspiracy. It was all
yes,
conspiracy.
Yeah.
and
no money,
she
no
said
money,
that we
paper
were talking
money.
about she said
Would be
cash
gone
was
in
going
a
to be
month
dead
or
by the end of
something.
the year.
Yeah, no cash in the whole world by
was
the end of the year.
painful. Yeah, that's a perfect example of a
Yeah.
know-it-all that I can't
That knew
wait to
nothing.
get
Yes.
to get away from.
She definitely cares about how many followers she has.
Oh,
1000%.
don't you know? And it was so funny because we were all looking at each other, and she just went on and on and on and pontificated about everything.
We were the
social
three of us were kind
unawareness.
of that was early in our relationship.
Yeah.
So, but it was so obvious that we were all like on the same page. We were just looking around, just like, oh my
I was so-
god,
I
what
It's
is
one of the
going
most
on?
uncomfortable things that's ever
Yeah.
happened.
Are we
to me.
being punked?
Totally.
It's my favorite. My favorite thing is that woman suffered from JPC, just plain crazy.
Yes, she did.
She did.
Good grief. Okay, number 8. Be fierce with the fierce.
Oh.
This comes from my Scottish last name. Oh, Chisholm is his last name.
Chisholm?
It means don't get pushed around. Stick up for yourself. Respect is earned and not given. And growth happens at the edge of discomfort. Push yourself. I love that.
Okay.
I love growth happens at the edge of discomfort.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really agree with that.
I do too.
Don't you think our biggest lessons have made us probably the most uncomfortable?
Yeah. Yeah.
The biggest risks, biggest sufferings, biggest whatever it is.
Well, and being able to survive discomfort and then let it happen that will help us grow. It's not, you're not going to typically like the discomfort, but eventually I think it does help us grow.
But absolutely, if we let it.
Yeah,
you
if we
know,
let it.
If we have a choice in all hard. And I really think that it really defines us as humans, how we get through it.
Yeah.
All right, number
Okay.
9, Janice.
Okay. Don't be a quiet quitter. Oh. An unfortunate trend with Gen Z. I can't read that.
An unfortunate
there
trend
I
with
see
Gen
it now.
Z.
My contacts are fuzzed over for some
mine are
reason.
too.
But no one wins when you do the bare minimum. Optimize for job happiness. Align personal passion with job roles.
What age group is Gen Z?
Generation Z. I don't
Is it
know.
I think it's the one after me.
I think so too.
I think I'm Gen Y. So they're saying that being a quiet quitter is an unfortunate trend with Gen Z. I wonder
they
why.
just do the bare minimum. I think maybe because life has become a little easier for a lot of people, you know, and so they're not accustomed to things being hard. So then if things do get hard, then they might tend to quit.
I think Gen X is what you are, Tova.
Yeah.
Because you listen to The Cure.
Yes. And Depeche Mode. And New Order.
that's how I described anybody that was listening to The Cure is Gen X. And then when you were too young for The Cure, you're Gen Y.
Yeah.
And then everybody after them is Gen Z, so I would be Gen Y.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Gen
So
Z
what
is
am I? Gen dead?
Gen Z would be like Jake from The Ticket.
Okay.
Dan's producer. He's
Yep.
like
Dan.
almost 40.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's Gen Z.
that's Gen Z.
Okay.
Yes.
So they think, or it's this guy's opinion that 40 and younger Are quiet quitters?
And then there's even one after that. The millennials are younger than the Gen Z, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, and I wonder why he put just Gen Z in that.
Maybe he's talking about people that are in their younger, like 30-somethings.
So optimize for job happiness and align personal passion with the job roles. Totally. Yeah, and nobody wants to hire somebody who just does bare minimum.
I agree.
That is so uninspiring to work with.
As my dad used to say, anything worth doing is worth doing really well.
So true.
Yeah, heck yeah.
It is
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom, you want to finish us off?
Sure. Number 10, find great mentors. Absorb knowledge from leaders, entrepreneurs, and philosophers. Get wisdom from diverse sources and apply it to your career. I mean, duh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
And I just don't think we should ever stop learning.
Yeah.
No.
You know, and I mean, finding great mentors is a great place to be. But I mean, that's why one of the reasons I love podcasts. It's like free education.
You just learn so much.
You can learn whatever you want. You can learn anything about anything. And growing up with Google, I mean, when I was in Virginia for Carter and George's parents' weekend, you know, they're in Virginia. They're all on the license plates. Virginia's for lovers. And you know how that's their logo or tagline.
No, I didn't know that.
For the state of Virginia. I was like, I wonder who came up with that and why is Virginia for lovers? I was like, I'm going to Google that. Like, we're so lucky to have
it's the best.
that. I was like, I literally thought about when I was a child, if I'd wondered that, I would just wonder that for the rest of my life.
You would wonder, and then you would look in your Britannica encyclopedias.
That's right.
Back
and
at
hope that they were
home.
up to date enough to know the answer, but they never
But
did.
they weren't.
No.
No.
So what did it say?
So it said that it was established because there's so many things about Virginia to love. There's the nature, and there's the people, and there's the food, and the beaches, and the sunset. So come to Virginia, and you're going to fall in love with.
because of all of the things.
Because there's so
Is
many
that
things
where
to love.
Virginia Beach is?
Yep.
And so is that hurricane headed that way?
No,
at
the
all?
hurricane is just Florida.
Okay.
It
Good,
is.
good.
It is. But it.
Man,
it
they
looks
have
bad.
had terrible.
I feel really bad.
I do too.
I feel
it makes
really
me
bad.
really, really, really sad about it.
Yeah, I mean, if the hurricane, well, by the time this airs, the hurricane will have already hit.
Is it
But
hitting
'cause
today?
it's supposed to be hit land on Wednesday. But if it does what they're projecting that they think it's going to do, it's supposed to be really catastrophic. Like,
Oh, that makes me so sad.
yeah, and Tampa.
Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll hit Mar-a-Lago.
What's that?
Never mind.
Okay, well, I loved this one, and I hope that you guys, our listeners, found it super inspiring. I also was looking back on our reviews and feedback on Apple.
Oh, yeah.
And so I just want to remind people, if you like this and you listen to us, just hit 5 stars, please.
Yeah, please.
do
Not
a-
4.
Do a
5.
quick review and keep us looking good. We would really appreciate
And we
it.
need followers
Yeah. But who cares about the followers?
so we can brag about it.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
have 6 million followers.
At least.
At
At least 6 million followers.
maybe 60.
All right. Well, we hope you all have a great week.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys.